What is going on, guys? I am at Knoebels today for my 13th visit, and I cannot wait for this visit. So I just had my first ride of the day on flying turns, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. It may have been at least a little bit past the queue when I got here, but it doesn't matter, and it feels good to finally got it knocked out, so then I won't have to deal with potential like breakdowns and stuff when waiting for it later. So I just rode Phoenix, Downdraft, and Fandango, and I'd rate all an 8 out of 10. They were all very good rides, especially on Phoenix. So I just rode Stratosphere, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. It was, as always, a good ride on Stratosphere. So I just rode Twister, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. It was a good ride on Twister. Shout out Jacob and Julia. Oh, Julia, you make the rides fly. And shout out Maggie as well. So I just rode Flyer, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. It was a good ride on Flyer. So I just rode Cosmotron, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. Shout out Julia, as she was covering a break at Cosmotron at the time I rode it. So I just rode Paratrooper and Roto Jets, and I'd rate them both an 8 out of 10. Shout out to those ride-offs at Paratrooper, because one of them stumbled upon my shoes and socks as he was coming back to the ride booth, and he was like to the other ride-off, "Oh, do you smell that?" And he was like, "Just kidding, having some fun, right?" And then he fist bumped me for it. So shout out goes to both those ride-offs at Paratrooper. And Roto Jets, I'd rate an 8 out of 10, like I said, because like it was a good ride, but mine didn't go quite as high as one jet did, my jet didn't go quite as high as one jet did. So I just rode Grand Carousel, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. I got a decent number of rings on it. I got 11 rings on it today. And I just rode Italian Trapeze, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. It was a good ride on Italian Trapeze. So I just rode Scenic Skyway, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. I got some good views on it today. So I just rode Impulse and Skloosh, and I'd rate Impulse a 7 out of 10. There was a little bit of wait for it, like always, but Skloosh I'd rate an 8 out of 10. I rode it even though it was a bit cooler, on the cooler side today, but it felt good to get soaked anyways, since I once again don't have my swimwear for Crystal Pool, and I haven't even been in it since early July. But I at least got on Skloosh today. So I just rode Pioneer Train, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. It was really good. So I just rode Black Diamond, Giant Boom, and had 2 more rides on Fandango, and I'd rate all an 8 out of 10. All of them were very good. So I just had another ride on Downdraft, and I rated an 8 out of 10. It was really good. So I just rode Tornado and had a re-ride on Stratosphere, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. Both rides were very good. So I just rode Twister and Teacups, and I'd rate both an 8 out of 10. They were both very good. Of course, shout out goes to the crew at Twister, especially Julia. The Teacups ride I had was pretty good too. Woohoo! It's a celebration. Woohoo! It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. So I just rode Scooters, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. 2 incidents happened during the ride cycle. However, the ride ops restarted it over again because of those incidents, so that made up for it. And as you can see, I'm in Twister Station like usual. So I just got Knot, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. That was a great way to end off this 12 to 7 day at Knoebels, operating day at Knoebels. And shout out Julia. She was on the same train, she was on the same ride cycle. She was on the same train as me. In other words, the Twister was only running one train today. So, but anyways, So this was a great 13th visit of the season here to Knoebels Amusement Resort. Oh my God! And So with that being said, I got on a lot today, and I especially even enjoyed getting Laurent Knot on Twister, and which was absolutely awesome. And yeah, so with that being said, shout out goes to every single ride op who recognized me today, and shout out to Maggie. I forgot to shout out her in this vlog, so there you go. And shout out goes to Scott, the deaf guy, as well. And the big shout out goes to Julia at Twister. Shout out goes to the Knoebels staff in general for another awesome day here at my favorite Pennsylvania amusement park. And like I said, I cannot wait to be back here many more times in the future. And yeah, so with that being said, that basically concludes this vlog from this visit to Knoebels Amusement Resort. Make sure to reply to me your thoughts on this video, and make sure to stay tuned for more coming soon here to Coaster Plus Music 19. And make sure to go check out my merch store on YouTube Shopping. There should be several products tagged in at least my recent videos, if not all of my videos. And make sure to subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you will not miss when I upload a new video. And plus, another thing is, I now do memberships. So here's how it works. The yellow level, which is only $2.99 a month, gives you early access to new videos. What else? Royalty-free badges, emojis, and members only shorts. And the green level, which is only $5.99, gives you all of those benefits plus a member shout out. So if you want a membership, what are you waiting for? Become a member of Coaster Plus Music 19 a day. And with all that being said, I will see you in the next